Hi, Senator. Megan McCarthy with Politico. Question for you about the Haitian migrants in Springfield. So I know you talked a lot about how we need to deport illegal aliens, but I wanted to ask you, the majority of the Haitians in Springfield came under TPS, so they are here legally. And I know you've expressed a lot of your issues with the TPS program and wanting to change that under a Trump-Vance administration. But I guess my question for you is, if you become the vice president under a Trump administration, what will you guys do about the migrants that are already there, since they did arrive legally? And a follow-up to that, if you plan to deport them, how would you do that legally?
Well, look, this is a media and Kamala Harris fact check that I want to clarify and clear up right now. And here's now, the media loves to say that the Haitian migrants, hundreds of thousands of them, by the way, 20,000 in Springfield, but hundreds of thousands of them all across our country, they are here legally. And what they mean is that Kamala Harris used two separate programs, mass parole and temporary protective status. She used two programs to wave a wand and to say, we're not going to deport those people here. Well, if Kamala Harris waves the wand illegally and says these people are now here legally, I'm still going to call them an illegal alien. And illegal action from Kamala Harris does not make an alien legal. That is not how this works. And again, I want to focus our attention, my friends, on how much the media is gaslighting us and lying to us about this. Parole.
The media gaslights? They lied to us? No. Not our media. Never.
Let's get into the weeds a little bit. We have a parole power in our immigration laws. And what that means is the president or the vice president can use the power to basically say, this one person, we are going to parole them from complying with our immigration laws on a case-by-case basis. Now, maybe there's some reason. Maybe it's somebody helped us overseas and their life is in imminent danger. You can parole that person. What is fundamentally illegal is for Kamala Harris to say, we're going to grant parole, not on a case-by-case basis, but to millions of illegal aliens who are coming into this country. That does not magically make them legal because Kamala Harris waved the amnesty wand. That makes her border policy a disgrace, and I'm still going to call people illegal aliens. And just think about the shamelessness required from Kamala Harris. Temporary protective status. That is Kamala Harris, through a government edict, saying you're not allowed to deport people anymore. Those Border Patrol agents who want to do their job, that's Kamala Harris saying you are not allowed to deport people anymore. So Kamala Harris says you can't deport people, and then she says you're also now legal instead of illegal. That is completely bogus. That is straight out of George Orwell. None of us buy it.
I'm a little confused, though. I thought it took, some time for people to actually become legal, right? They have to go through a process to actually gain citizenship and actually be considered a citizen of the United States. So I'm confused. I mean, I can speak on this even more so because I am Haitian, right? And I know how to separate my emotions and how I feel about my people versus how it affects what's going on over here in America. I don't by any means believe that the people in Springfield are saying that Haitians are criminals, that Haitians are these evil people, that Haitians are this and Haitians are that, and just all Haitians are the same, because sometimes when we see these headlines and we see Haitian immigrants have taken over such and such city or whatever, blah, 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 due to the open border policy pretty much that Biden enforced while he was in office, or he's still in office, it kind of like turns into a emotional based type of discussion where we just believe that they're trying to say that Haitians are the problem or the immigrant problem, that they are the main source of the crime rates that are going up because immigrants are here. And that's not what they're saying. The media knows how to spin things and get us in our emotions. But I do understand also that in Springfield, Ohio specifically, that according to what the population is reporting and what the media is reporting as well, is that there are Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio. This is a town that had roughly, the numbers there, people always say different numbers, so I'm going to say roughly. It was roughly between 40 to 60,000 people, right? And within just the last few months, I believe, or not the last few months, but within a recent time, about 20 to 27,000 Haitian immigrants were planted pretty much here in Springfield, Ohio. And I don't mean here as if I live there. I live in New York City, but they were pretty much planted in Springfield, Ohio. And because that is such a small town, it's impacting them a lot more, because you have to understand, if there is a small town and jobs are going around for a certain amount of people, now there's more competition. A lot of these companies will hire immigrants because they know that they can get them for pennies on the dollar, right? It just causes a whole series of conversations. And I'm, by the grace of God, wise enough to understand that I don't think that Haitians are the problem, but specifically in Springfield, Ohio, Haitians are who they are encountering and is essentially putting them at economic risk. So, yeah, it's tragic, but let's continue with the video and see what's J.D. Vance got to see.
And here's the final point that I'll make on this. Who consented? Who in this room, who in this country consented to allowing millions of aliens to come into this country unchecked, unvetted? None of us did. None of us did. And the game the media has played here, again, this two-step that Kamala Harris does, I think it's the most disgraceful thing that she has done in her entire campaign. She's going to say, on the one hand, we're going to let in millions of illegal aliens to make your housing costs higher, to make your hospitals overwhelmed, to make your local schools impossible for your children to learn in. She's going to do that, and on the other hand, if you dare complain about it, you are a racist. Kamala Harris, I think that's disgraceful. You ought to have respect enough for your own people to enforce their border laws and listen to them. Listen to them when they complain about it. Don't pretend they're bad people. And look, I think I speak for every person in here, and I think I speak for a lot of people, a lot of undecided voters, but certainly a lot of Republicans, independents, and Democrats who are voting for Donald Trump. We are allowed, under the First Amendment to this country, to tell our leaders that they're doing a bad job. We are allowed, Kamala Harris, to tell you got to stop importing millions of low-wage foreigners into our country. We are allowed, Kamala Harris, to tell you can't jack up the cost of housing by giving foreigners homes instead of American citizens. We're not bad people for loving this country. You're a bad person for doing this to the country in the first place. How are you doing? And I know that question comes from a very incredible and kind place. Of course, we've got a crazy political atmosphere, and people are asking me how I'm doing. But look, I'm doing great. Don't ever worry about me. This is one of the greatest opportunities, the greatest honors I've ever had in my life. Now, and I appreciate that, sir. I need your prayers. And, I talked to the president on Sunday. I've talked to him since then, of course, too. But on Sunday around 1:45, I was sitting at home with my son, my 7-year-old. And the president calls me, And he says, JD, they just tried to do it again. I said, they did what? He said, they tried to shoot me again. And he kind of told me the story of what would then become public a couple hours later. And of course, my first thought was, sir, are you okay? I mean, my God, I can't believe this has happened. Physically, clearly he was okay, or he wouldn't have been calling me. But you just ask when something traumatic happens, are you doing okay? And of course, the president was doing just fine. He was laughing and joking. It happened 5 minutes earlier. He hears the gunshots rang out on the golf course, and he's, joshing it up just a few minutes later. And the thing that he said was, well, the one thing I'm kind of pissed off about is I was about to make a birdie.
Well, I guess that's the end of that. Yeah, it's on that last part. That's the one thing that I hate to see. Oh my God, like on social media. Now, whether you like Trump or not, that's on you, right? Whether you like Kamala or not, that's on you. Whether you like Biden or not, Obama, whoever is president or not president, if you like them or not, that's your choice to like them or not. But I believe we all can come to an agreement and understand that somebody's life attempting to be taken from them is not a cool thing. So it really just breaks my heart sometimes when I see comments and things on social media like, well, he had it coming, or, oh, this is what karma does to you, and whatever the case may be as far as his life attempting to be taken away from him. Right now, I do understand and I do believe that you reap what you sow. And do I believe that he is being shot at because of his actions? Well, clearly, yes, he's being shot at because of his actions. That also doesn't mean, for me, that doesn't mean that it's right for him to get shot at, even though he is, I guess, actually, he wouldn't be reaping what he sowed because he didn't shoot at anybody. Maybe not with a gun, right? But maybe people take his words or how he speaks or how he communicates as bullets towards them or towards their personhood or towards their whole being of life. I'm not sure, but I just believe that we all can agree that his life attempting to be taken from him twice is wild within I think a 4 to 6 week span difference, or maybe even a little bit longer. But either way, it's just like, whoa, somebody attempting to be shot at. Like, bruh, I don't know where we going, but hey, I'm curious as to what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love to get y'all input on this video. If you are Haitian, I definitely want to see your comments down below and see if you've been following what's going on in Springfield, Ohio specifically. And if not, and you do some research and you want to come back and comment, that's cool too. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. In Jesus' name, peace.